Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Yeah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, it is that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your really often never humble host, Eric Sizemore, joined by my beautiful co-host, Andrew Teedy.
Greetings and salutations, mammals.
And we are going to have some very, very funny memes for you. But first, a trademark copyrighted essential part of every single show, the depressing news.
Our shit, we did it first. If anyone says anything different, they're lying.
Yeah. And like, you know, a lot of people don't go through the quality control that we do to make sure that this is definitely news, definitely depressing.
Totally depressing.
I double checked. I scoured the world. I checked my global conflict checker, and look at it. Orange dots everywhere. Oh, so many orange dots. Lots and lots of war everywhere. Of course, everybody's really, very scared about the Middle East. The Middle East is the big thing. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is going on, and the fights online are even worse. In good news, from friend of the show, Adam Murray, the strike ended. The SAG-AFTRA strike ended. And for those of you keeping score, the summer of strikes is all wins for unions. All.
Yay.
The big stuff that happened today is pretty crazy. The House is preparing to vote on a package to avert a government shutdown because the government is funded through the 17th. Hey, today's the 14th. The government's got 3 days of money left. And the GOP is just like incompetent. I came up with a phrase the other day that I really like. Please tell me in the comments what you think of this. All grievance, no governance.
Yeah, I'm with that.
All grievance, no governance. Like they're really good as a minority party to if you need somebody to just show up and bitch about shit all the time. They're good for that. Anyway, not getting along too well themselves. Apparently, Republican Tim Burchard says Kevin McCarthy elbowed him in the kidneys in the halls of Congress. And you're like, what?
Fight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. And not even like a fist fight nearly breaks out in the Senate until Bernie Sanders steps in. I'm so sorry. But this is completely worthy of actual video and everything else. If you didn't catch this had to be the coolest thing that happened today. This GOP senator decided to get into it at a hearing in the Congress with the head of the Teamsters. And this cat, look at this twat.
I act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution every
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr. Chairman?
Hold it. If
Hold
we
on.
can't, no,
This is
I have
what
the
he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing. And God knows the American people have enough contempt for Congress. Let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
thugs and bullies.
You have,
And that's
you
what-
have
I don't
the
like you
right-
because you.
I think this shit is hilarious. Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, who does look like Bert Kirshner. Am I wrong, TD?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But you done fucked up when you got Papa Bernie going, hey, settle down.
Dude, I love Bernie so much. Just you are a United States Senator. No, sit your respectable, ostensible ass down. Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, former mixed martial arts fighter.
Oh, Jesus.
Who looks like Bert Kirshner, freaking stood up and had to be chastised by Bernie. That's where we're at. I remember the other headline I just did said McCarthy elbowed the cat in the ribs, man. Republican Tim Burchard says Kevin McCarthy in the bridge. They're going bare knuckles. There's just the clown car is now armed, angry, insane. Anyway, and I bet you didn't see that in the regular news, did you? Hey, and some other incredibly freaking funny stuff. Did you see the anti-Semite who rammed her car into the anti-Semite school because she thought they were Jewish? I can't remember the outfit's name, the Black Israelites. And that's their name. That's not a description. That's the name, is like the Black Israelites. They have a Star of David incorporated into their logo, but they're very very anti-Semitic purely. And so this woman ran her car into the school. And I mean, I'm sorry, but that's hilarious.
I always say, I don't know what they were thinking, making everybody blonde haired, but hey, that's what they wanted.
Oh man, absolute inanity. I thought it was wild. We have a new Speaker of the House, as you know, Mike Johnson. And he apparently had he went to a conference that probably only put away like a couple grand, to go to the conference and stay in a hotel and get transportation and everything. But he didn't fill in any of his disclosure forms. Like he didn't fill in anything. And it's like, well, who paid for it then? You know what I mean? Why are you hiding your donors? Like what is it? And it's like one of these crazy, conservative conferences. And there's some indication that possibly the taxpayers paid for it, which would be hilarious. Anyway, so I just am like, if you can't follow like the simple rules, these are really simple rules. All the other congressmen follow them pretty well, which is saying something, because if you've known any congressman, they're not the brightest bulbs normally. But anyway, also House Speaker Mike Johnson does not have a bank account. Did you hear that one, TD?
I did not.
Yep. In his financial disclosure forms, he doesn't have a bank account, doesn't have a savings account, doesn't have a stock account, doesn't have any assets at all. Just none. No bank account. No, didn't declare any at all.
Did they checked the Caymans?
Well, he should have reported that on the form, and it's really kind of odd that he didn't. The thing is, every once in a while I'll run into somebody who's a conservative and they're just like, well, maybe there's a perfectly legit reason why they didn't have a bank account. And I go, pretend Nancy Pelosi didn't have a bank account.
Right.
just filter your rage. Like, all right, see, and like for me, I'm like, this is sketch. This is so sketch. Next thing you know, they'll start unearthing audio of him like accusing other Democrats of not having bank accounts, because that's the way it works. Am I right?
You're right.
It is the party of projection. As I am saying, the GOP chairman Comer of Kentucky slammed Biden for shady business practices. And he did the same thing. Just coming out now, freaking hilarious. James Comer, just like Joe Biden, also paid his brother $200,000. And even more so, that's really interesting. He makes his money, and apparently maybe the money that materialized and then disappeared from his brother, and it's not disclosed or anything, appears to be involved in some kind of agriculture thing, which is interesting because he oversees in the Congress. He's on the Agricultural Oversight Board. So he's overlooking, he's in the place of overlooking the shady businesses. Probably going to investigate himself. Probably going to subpoena himself. Probably. Anyway, freaking hilarious, man. So like, again, anytime you hear these guys ever say anything at all, just immediately turn it around and assume. Well, his son was involved in shady shit. Comer, what's your son do? That's my question. I mean, come on, this is insane. Here's a weird one that I don't know if this one got much press at all, but this girl here, Clanton, I think her name is Clanton. She was a former clerk and friend of Clarence Thomas, which got kicked out of Charlie Kirk's Turning Point, which is really bizarre conservative outreach program to colleges. It's Charlie Kirk's thing, and they go on to colleges. She got kicked out of Turning Point USA for being a racist, and then she immediately moved in with Justice Thomas. I know.
Yeah,
I know, and you're like, that's weird. What's that story? And I'm like, I don't know. I live in America, and our media sucks.
Yeah, they're like just teasing us. It's just like just a tip.
I No, seriously, it's absolutely bizarre. She moved in with them, and now she's being appointed to a very prominent position. And people are going, oh, that whole racist thing, that was just Charlie Kirk. And I'm like, Charlie Kirk has no standards. Charlie Kirk parties with Nazis if their checks are big enough. Anyway, this is a nice one. These are 4 courtroom paintings, the ones done with those cool little crayon-y wax pencils from Michael Henn at Anti-QAnon Memes. And it says, good morning, everyone. If you ever question your parenting skills, ask yourself this question. Do you have courtroom sketches of yourself and your children? If the answer is no, you're doing just fine. Happy Thursday. Because indeed, this family testified on Wednesday, I believe. Oh, that's just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. In other news that really just I don't think was grasped very well at all, we see here an enormous picture of the train station in New York. Is that Grand Central? Is that the right name for Grand Central Station in New York?
I think so.
Absolutely filled with people in black T-shirts that have white words inscribed on them. Looks like different phrases. And there's a quote, when white nationalism is on the rise, to cheapen the accusation of anti-Semitism by applying it to Palestinian rights activists, including Jews, is incredibly irresponsible and dangerous. This protest was organized by Jewish Voice for Peace, and the activists at the peaceful sit-in wore black T-shirts that read, "Not in our name." It was the largest sit-in protest the city has seen in over 2 decades. So, of course, the Anti-Defamation League, which is the ADL, which is I don't even know what to say. They're a Jewish activist group. They labeled these guys anti-Semitic. I am reminded of what friend of the show, Judah Friedlander, noted. He goes, if you criticize Jeffrey Epstein, you're anti-Semitic. Keep that in mind. Oh, it's absolute insanity. Oh, hey, here's some good news. I guess maybe Joe Manchin says he won't run for re-election to the Senate in 2024. Oh my God, Joe Manchin, America's colon blockage.
He looks like he's only like 85. He's still got like 2 terms left, ain't he?
Yeah, it's probably gonna pass. See, like, man, and I got connections to West Virginia, and I just feel sorry for the state. You know what I mean? He just keeps selling them out to all kinds of crazy people. Guy was selling out stuff to natural gas resources. There wasn't even any natural gas in there. He was selling it to pipelines to just cut across people's land, using eminent domain to like give money to. Hate this guy. So happy. Go away. But at the same time, what's the catch? If he's going away, surely the devil lined up his replacement. How about something positive? This was a week or so ago. Acquaintance of the show, Lauren Cook, posted on this day in 1750, Jean-Baptiste Point de Sable was born, and he founded the city of Chicago. And that's a very handsome black man with a really cool beard. Now I'm starting to think,
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Shouldn't have shaved my beard. That's actually kind of a cool look there. Especially with the tie there. Anyway, kind of cool. Another little piece of sort of hyper local news here, I guess. Friend of the show, Tim Convey, posted his shot from pretty close up at the Jerry Seinfeld and Jim Gaffigan show. I think Peoria Civic Center. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. For those of you who don't live in East Central Illinois, you might not understand why an event an hour and a half away that I didn't see 2 hours away is news. Well, watch Andy Griffith. Small town life. What can I say? Now, one thing we didn't get a chance to talk about very much last week was Ohio. Ohio had a ton of referendums that were really cool. They voted to legalize marijuana. And
Yeah.
they voted to enshrine abortion rights in their constitution.
Mhm.
What was really kind of fascinating, this was coverage in the Cleveland Plain Dealer, I think. I'm not sure. But it said, how much did each city vote for issue 2? And they map it out, and you can see it runs from, this, really dark blue to yellow. The yellow is this really tiny little splotch right here. and it was defeated there. So I was like, oh man, what's up with those guys? And I skimmed down there, and the smallest support was in Lindale, where 48% of the voters supported legalization. So 52 were against. However, there are only 25 total voters on that issue. So that's 13 uncool people in this little yellow square. So really, not that bad. Not that bad. You know what I mean? Overall scheme of things, that's kind of cool, really, when you think about it. Here's another one that's kind of weird. Okay, so they had two big amendments, protect abortion rights and legalize marijuana. Well, there were places where people voted no on both issues, and there were places where people voted yes on both issues. But that means these yellow squares were places where people voted. They did not vote to protect abortion, but they did vote for marijuana legalization. So now there are evangelical fundamentalist stoners.
No, we don't want to share with them. We share with everybody. We don't want to share with them.
Sound off in the comments, because this is a new mystery for me to contemplate. And if you know me, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, pour myself a cup of coffee, and just think about this crap.
He's already got the board, the pictures, the string, and the pins already laid out.
Crazy wall, red yarn. I got masking tape. I'm ready to go. All right, moving on. Hey, this is very cool. Champaign-Urbana has gotten their first gay-friendly space, queer-centered space. Anthem had its soft opening this past Friday, so there is now a gay bar to go to in Champaign for the first time in a goddamn long time. I'm talking years. Anyway, and I'm very happy to note that friend of the show, Katie, says that Friday, in celebration of her birthday, she wants to go to Anthem. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I don't have to be the creepy old straight white guy going to the gay bar by himself. Because I'd do it. Don't get me wrong. I'd do it. I'm getting to the point where I don't really care. Normally at this point, we have a heartwarming animal closer. I had this one as an emergency one. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this species, but Jeff Corwin posts this with the caption, "It's hard to believe that we did not travel to a far-off galaxy to witness this extraordinary creature. It is a female blanket octopus." And they have this incredible, long, shimmering curtain of a body that ripples. And in this shot, it almost looks like, I guess it's being lit by the flash of the underwater photography, because the surface of most of the octopus, and like say 3 of its arms that we can see, looks sort of shimmering, sort of like mother of pearl, or like a pearl,
It's almost like a dude wearing a cape.
Yeah, actually I can see like eyes of it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like a superhero octopus.
But yeah, that iridescent coloring and spots and shimmering throughout the rest of it. There's really something to see. And I tell you what, I'm just more and more fascinated by cephalopods every week. So you're probably going to get more of them. I'm sorry. What can I do? I committed to animals, and now that's where I'm at. But nope, we actually had a bit of closure in a long-standing story that we've been following. That's right, just in. After weeks on the loose in Decatur, the African serval cat has been caught. And contrary to predictions, it was Kyle and Josh.
Were they really the ones that caught it?
No, this is a comedy show.
Okay.
Those twits couldn't catch a cold.
I'm not going to say what I wanted to say. I like Kyle and Josh.
I like Kyle and Josh too, but they wouldn't approve of this if we didn't blow them smoke. That has been the news for November 14th, 2023. And now off to my beautiful co-host, Andrew TD, for a nice, I have no idea, length round 1.
Well, yeah, nice, often imitated, never duplicated short round 1 from me. Kicking off this thing because, well, Lagoon has a life. All right, kicking it off here with friend of the show, Dwayne Gear, and it's a picture of a waiter talking to a table of 5 middle-aged blonde women with a certain style haircut.
That's a bob.
Yeah, that's not what I'm getting at. And it says, "Good afternoon, ladies. What can I start you off with today? Coffee, cocktails, the manager?" And what makes that funnier is Karen Mack replies, "This is not funny." Karen, thank you. Like every Karen I know, for the most part, really reinforces the stereotype, and it just mwah, ladies. Even my Aunt Karen, who I can't stand.
All right, but hashtag not all Karens.
Not all Karens, just most of them. All right, friend of the show, friend of the universe, friend of you and me, Jason Jester, says, "You do you, pumpkin," and it's a picture of Saint Dolly Parton, late 70s, early 80s era. She's hanging up a wooden sign that says, "It's okay to eat a little shredded cheese out of the bag in the middle of the night over the sink like a rat." Thank you, Dolly. I feel seen.
That's awesome.
All right. Next up, we got Janie Callie. Just says, how you feel when your brow lady asks upper lip 2, and it's a picture of Steve Harvey looking less than pleased. And I'm sorry, but I found that funny.
That's awesome. And I'm going to teach you some Spanish. That's calle.
Oh, okay. Calle.
It means street. That comes in real handy.
Okay, and I'm sure it does. Yeah, I'm sorry. I took German in high school because I thought that would be more helpful. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm German. It just made sense to me.
I took French. That was completely useless.
You were trying to get girls. That's why every high school guy takes French.
I wanted to figure out how to buy discount wine.
Oh, there you go. All right, for the show, once again, Jason Jester here. Just has a picture that he captioned Lizard Boy, and it says, "When PetSmart has sale on reptile food," and it's a picture of Zuckerberg jogging his reptilian ass off down the street, and he's got like 4 dudes around him. You can tell like at least 3 of them are his security guards.
That's hilarious.
While the reptilian jogs.
You know, this could be a picture in an ad about how to buy friends.
Oh yeah, there you go. Didn't he get sued last time he tried to do that? Okay, moving on.
Oh,
Jessica, friend of the show, and my cousin Jessica Ray Williamson.
hey, Jessica.
She reposed from Suggest, and it's a picture of a bus crossing a set of train tracks with the freight train coming, and the bus is labeled "My dog coming to get pets." And then in the next picture, the bus has been plowed into by the freight train labeled "My other dog." As a man with 4 dogs, I have a freight train. Her name is Mavis. She's almost 3 years old. She's a pit bull, and no one else can get affection but Mavis.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's quite comical. All right, next up. New friend of the show, Florida Memes, posts one of the funniest things I've seen in a little bit. It's a picture of a weather dude pointing at a weather map, and there's a big advisory on it. And I'm going to zoom in on that just a little bit so I can read that better. And it says, "This is actual advice in the news given to Southerners for driving in snow." It says, Twitter advice from Chad Sue 42. It says, "If you rarely drive in snow, just pretend you're taking your grandma to church. There's a platter of biscuits and 2 gallons of sweet tea in glass jars in the back seat. She's wearing a new dress and holding a crock pot full of gravy."
Oh my God.
I had to teach Southerners how to drive in the snow when I was in the military. This is the best way I could have done it.
I'm traumatized by thoughts of holding a crock pot between my feet as a child, and I don't want to talk about it. Let's move.
No, I hear you, bro. All right, friend of the show, Jason Jester, once again, repost from a horse dentist. Says, "Don't invite me to the function unless this is the vibe, and it's a beach, and there's people in the background, but in the foreground, there's about a half dozen horses, and most of them are laying on their bellies, just saying fuck it and just chilling, living their best life." And I want to go there.
I don't know anything about horses, but are they having fun?
Yes.
Okay.
A horse has to be extremely comfortable to lay on its side like that. It has to be very calm and very chill with its environment to do that.
All right, cool. Whole different, dang it. Whole different vibe. Nice.
Whole different, yeah. All right. Sizemar, you're gonna be my fill-in Labune this week, and I want you to read this one for me, please.
What a shocker. This one's from Dad Jokes at Dad Says Jokes. I never understood why a set of false teeth is called, quote, dentures. They really missed an opportunity to call it, quote, substitutes.
Thank you, Eric. That was worth it. That was worth it. All right. Friend of the show, friend of mine, Alexander David Tyus, says, checkmate, IRS. He's got a picture of a dude in full plate armor, sword, helmet, the whole nine. And it just says, my body is a temple, therefore I am a church and exempt from paying taxes. I want to try that.
Okay. That's cool.
The church of me.
Freedom. That's good, man.
And wrapping up my short round one here, we got friend of the show, 420 Manny. He's posted a text conversation, and the first person goes, I want to wake up with you for the rest of my life. Like, smiley, happy face. Other person goes, I get up at 5 a.m. Never mind. That's something my wife would say.
That's fantastic.
She hates to wake up on the weekends at all. All right, and that's been my world famous, often imitated, never duplicated short round one, brought to you by Michael Bune. Over to you, Sizemore.
Okay, feel free to stretch because I'm host.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to stretch a little bit because I forgot that, yeah, he's got to do things. So how are you guys doing this week? Good? All right. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks for listening. There's so many other options, and you chose this. God bless you. Whatever God you do, bless you. Heaven bless you. Tell him he sent it.
Really wish you hadn't invoked him before this set.
Is either one of us going to get struck by lightning for that?
Man, dude, really timing. Oh crap!
What?
Nothing. Because I forgot what I was doing.
Okay, yeah, don't do that, please.
Okay.
Because again, you're relying on my brain, and my brain is brought to you by Quaker oatmeal right now. That's what the consistency is up there.
Oh.
That's fun.
Brought to you by the numbers 4, 2, and 0.
Hilarious. I like the laugh you got out of Sammy on that one. That was telling.
That's the best laugh I think I've ever gotten out of Sammy. I'll take it.
One time I said to somebody, they were just like, man, you're such a stoner. And I was like, I had never said anything to this person ever. I'd never smoked with them. I'd never had anything at all. And I was like, why would you say that? She's like, your laugh?
Is that how they find us? Is that how they know?
It's like, oh man.
We all laugh like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo or some shit.
Make of that what you will. All right, let's do it. Act 1, the ostensibly wholesome round. Oh, you know what? Brought to you by a new sponsor. I forgot about that. We're doing sponsorships now.
Chill, baby, chill.
So yeah, this one, several of you know the many brands that are generated by the mind of Jin Da. Make some noise if you've encountered Jin Da on a Zoom show. I know.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's very consistent. He's got one shtick. He's got one
He does.
over and over. And the thing is like, say what you will, but you know what? A lot of comedians, inconsistent. Jin Da, super consistent. So consistent.
Consistently not so good?
Oh, that's right. TD, you are unfamiliar with this convention of Zoom. So
yeah.
I'm gonna let you know. Jin Da comments on everything the comedians say and adds penis. So in this case, sugar penis. And then I've been logoizing them. So I made a logo here that says
that's where this comes from. I was wondering if you had a stroke or something.
Dude, a lot of people wonder if Jin Da's had a stroke. Because you know, his good right now, Jin Da would be saying stroke penis.
My 13-year-old self would be like, already did.
Yep. We see here a jar of sugar with a scoop in it, and it says sugar penis, the fun way to diabetes. Brought to you by Sugar Penis.
I
Suck,
mean,
suck it. I thought this was really funny. We're still getting daylight savings times posts even now. This one was from Evolution of Style, and it says, don't forget to set your clocks from sunshine and happiness back to misery and despair this weekend.
oh yeah.
Just in case you need a reminder there. And Gary Ware posted, people are more comfortable with a familiar discomfort than they are with an unfamiliar new possibility. Lisa Nichols. And I was like, oh my God, daylight savings time? Is that why we can't get rid of it? We're just more comfortable with this stupid fucking thing that causes discomfort every year? I don't know.
Sorry, I was having an existential crisis after you read that, man. That messed me up.
That, yeah, right. Familiar discomfort. Hell yeah, dude. That's a thing. Anyway, daylight savings time. Kill it. Kill it with fire. Again, another DST. This is a kitten smiling, and it says in big pink neon letters, don't forget to set your clocks on fire this Sunday. Time isn't real.
You know, Sizemore, this is like the third or fourth daylight saving time I've heard you ran on. I'm starting to think you might not like it.
This was posted by You Are Kind of Making Me Uncomfortable, LOL. Coincidence? Perhaps. This is an interesting, this is a piece of artwork that I found that I wanted to share. I was thinking maybe about, introducing a segment on art because I thought this was particularly interesting. This is from the artist. Listen to me stretching while I'm trying to come up with the stinking.
Seamless. I couldn't even tell.
Fix it in post. There's so much fixing to do in post.
And I'll go on a diet tomorrow. Neither one of those are going to happen.
Sometimes. This is Ed Ruscha, Ruscha. Ed Ruscha, and the piece is called Periods, which I thought was great, man, because in little tiny letters in the distance, it's sex, and then hours, period, and then weeks, period, and then most, period, and then years, periods. I thought that was clever. I thought it was clever.
That's what that says.
Yeah. Sex, hours, weeks, months, years.
With
periods, anyway, okay, screw it. The art segment is not going to work. Thank you for helping me with
I like it. I'm just too elevated to get it.
Moving on. Friend of the show, Chuck, reposts Godless Engineer, who says in the captions, in comes the denial about what Jesus really said. And he has reposted Micah Edmondson in this 3-panel. It says, in Matthew 25, Jesus describes true converts as being marked by a peculiar empathy toward the poor, marginalized, and incarcerated. But he describes false converts as being outwardly religious, but marked by a peculiar callousness toward the poor, marginalized, and incarcerated. And conservative Christians are the awkward monkey 2-panel here, looking at you, then looking away. Yeah, sometimes. This one is another weird on that sort of theme. It says least religious countries, and we see Canada, Europe, Australia, Japan, Vietnam, are lit up in red. The rest of the world pretty gray. And it says most peaceful countries. It's the same countries. It's Canada, Europe, Australia. Coincidence? Maybe. This one's from friend of the show, Stephen Abram, who always posts a regular segment on Sunday Reflections that is in line with what I like to think about. He has posted this from Bizarro Comics, friend of the show, bizarro.com, Bizarro Comics. We have a conversation between a pastor with a collar, like Michael wears sometimes for funsies when he's doing his religious cosplay, and the guy's doing his thing, and he says, I don't believe in a deity, but I faithfully observe all holidays that involve baked goods or candy. And it's titled Secular Confectionist.
Holy crap, I think that's me.
I know, right? There's a lot of pound cake and baked goods in this show, TD, because I have you uppermost in my mind at all times.
Mwah.
This one's from friend of the show, Meredith Hopping. Meredith, thanks for all the cards and letters. You are a peach. St. Louis comic, Meredith Hopping. Go see her. And it's just this little block of text here, but it says, the secret of the Muppets is that they're not very good at what they do. Kermit's not a great host. Fozzie's not a good comedian. Miss Piggy's not a great singer. Like, none of them are actually good at it. But they fucking love it. And they're like a family. And they're like putting on the show. And they have joy. And because of the joy, it doesn't matter what they're not good at. And that's what we should all be. Muppets. Red Goldstein.
Fuck yeah.
I am not a great host either, and Kermit is my inspiration.
I would say my favorite Muppet and character on Muppet Babies growing up was Fozzie. Do with that information what you will.
Next post is from friend of the show, Johnny Cardinal. He's got a cool little rainbow halo behind him in a fedora, and he's got a pipe in his mouth. And it says, there are two schools of thought. I attended neither. Moving on, friend of the show, Catherine Kuzmanoff, who runs the Grape Escape up in Galena, and they just introduced comedy, Teeny. It's only 3.5 hours away in the middle of nowhere, Galena, Illinois. Let's go.
Fuck it.
Cat reposts Mara Quint at Behind Your Back, who says, my kid said being a grown-up must be awesome because you can eat junk food and no one makes you get up in the morning and you don't have to take showers if you don't want to. And I didn't want to ruin it for them by explaining that they're describing depression.
Yeah, I know this.
Friend of the show and co-founding Grand Zaddy of the
Quit using that
show,
fucking word.
George Cruikshank, reposts Themper Kennedy, who says, here in Tech Bro World, we have so many innovations for you to try. Expensive, unregulated taxi. Expensive, unregulated hotel. Picture of a monkey, formerly valuable. Imaginary restaurant that serves bad food. Imaginary scam money. Twitter, but it sucks now in 12 different flavors. From a new friend of the show, Dirk Schmidt.
Hell yeah.
Here in Tech Bro World. And one more from friend of the show, Owen. And we've got these picture from the Grand Unified Physics memes of the circles on the ground laying out the various super colliders. And one of them has a 27-kilometer diameter. Then the big one that encompasses even Geneva says 100 kilometers. And it says, just one more collider, bro. I promise, bro. Just one more collider. We'll find all the particles, bro. It's just a bigger collider, bro. Please, just one more. Just one more collider. We'll figure out dark matter, bro. Bro, come on. Just give me $22 billion. We'll solve physics. I promise, bro. Bro, please. We just need to build one more collider.
You probably just described every conversation in Silicon Valley right now. Just give me $22 billion, bro.
Bro.
Come on, broseph.
All right, moving on. That's the same one again. This one was posted by a friend of the show, Kristen Yunakis. And it says, instead of spelling your name wrong, she just knocks your drink off the counter. And it's a little kitten in a Starbucks apron.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. I commented on Kristen's post. I was like, this is the cleanest thing you've ever shared.
But it's still, never mind. I'm not going to make that joke.
Moving on. Stasky Photography has a picture of a duckling sort of looking at you kind of cross, headed an angle, and it says, dear autocorrect, it's never duck. It's never duck.
My phone is giving up. When I type that word, it's that word. Fuck for you who don't get subtlety.
I love it. Friend of the show, Karen Day says, the duck you say.
Nah.
Well played. I got 4 more of these things. Friend of the show, Mike Ingram for everyone. If you're not following Mike Ingram, he is for everyone. He's posted from Geeky Steven, who says the leading cause of death among Midwesterners is starvation while saying goodbye.
Facts.
Oof. Boy, man, I have been there. 3 more. Mike Ingram for everyone. And again, if you're not following Mike Ingram for everyone, he is for everyone. He's reposted A.A. Cummings, and the copywriter says, "You're familiar with the Hamburglar?" Taco Bell executive, of course. Copywriter, "Introducing the Chalupa Cabra."
Okay.
Taco Bell exec, "I'm going to kiss you on the mouth."
Yes.
Chalupa Cabra.
That's all we need is a Mexican drive-through cryptid.
Chalupa Cabra. I'm going to make t-shirts.
Oh, hell yeah.
This next one is a 3-panel, and we have John Denver. And he says, "Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River." And then the next panel is a map of West Virginia and Virginia, and we can clearly see that the Shenandoah River and the Blue Ridge Mountains are in Virginia. That song is about Western Virginia, not West Virginia.
My whole life has been a lie.
It's the guy in the crowd with the face going. There we go. One last one, and I'm wrapping up round 1 here. Friend of the show, Jay Sukal, passes along this post from Jane Weedland. That's right, of the Go-Go's, saying, "I'm going to need some of you guys to start getting weirder. I cannot keep pulling all the weight like this." That wraps up my wholesome round 1. Back to you, TD. Oh, that's funny in this context.
Yes. All right. Back to me.
Back to
Wow.
you.
I'm not used to you doing that. All right. Hey, it's time for round 2, or as I call it this week, the inconceivable round.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that word, I don't think that word thinks what you think it means.
This week it does.
Okay. I don't think you know what that means. All right, moving on. Starting round 2 here. Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
Yeah.
Inconceivable.
I think the only reason I know that word is because I've watched The Princess Bride way too many times for a guy who looks like me.
That's cool. Did you look up Sicilian? Did you know where Sicilians come from?
Yes, because I love pizza. All right, kicking it off here, friend of the show, Dad Jokes once again says, "What did the surgeon say to the patient who insisted on closing his own incision? Suit yourself."
Oh.
I might bring that back next week just to get Michael with it,
Nah. Fun.
because you know he's not going to listen to this. All right, Internet Hall of Fame, friend of the show.
He says he's going to listen to it on the flight. He might be listening to me say he's listening to it on the flight while listening to it on a flight.
Do it on the flight. Meta. All right, Internet Hall of Fame, friend of the show. It's a Google search bar, and someone just typed, "Do British WE?" And some of the results are: do British weddings have bridesmaids? Do British wear shoes indoors? Do British wear wedding rings right hand? And my favorite one, and the one that got me and my wife laughing our asses off: do British websites use biscuits? If you're uncultured, they call cookies biscuits. Get it?
I get it. I'm
Okay.
ready.
That was a fucking thinker.
No, I got
Okay.
it. It was very funny.
Sizemore, I love you, and I'm gonna punch you. All right, moving on, buddy. Friend of the show, Papa Wolf and Krampus. He's got a picture of Ernie and Cookie Monster from Sesame Street standing there. It's a little cartoon, and Cookie Monster standing with a bag of cookies, and walking away from the two is Ernie the Keebler elf wearing sunglasses with his hands in the pockets of a trench coat, and Cookie Monster going, "Him not my friend, him my dealer." That's where he gets them, folks, straight from the tree.
Dude, it's funny how shady he looks in shades.
No, dude, like Ernie looks like a badass motherfucker. Friend of the show, Baking While Baked. That's Baking While Baked. The show where I make delectable baked full of sugar and spice while I'm full of herb and feeling nice. Please follow me on Twitter or whatever it's called this week at Couchman Bakes. You can also find me on Twitter or on TikTok. That's where you actually see the videos. All right,
That's a great show, and I love those videos. I'm saying with complete authenticity.
You've watched a couple. All right,
Loved them. I'm your biggest fan.
thank you. I posted a picture here of the Van Fillmore from the movie Cars, voiced by George Carlin.
Ooh.
And it just says cannabis infused gasoline got my man baked. And it says everyone talks about the turtle from Nemo, but no one ever acknowledges this how high this guy was. I mean, yeah, that dude. I mean, come on, look at his face. He hasn't opened his eyelids since the 60s.
Nice.
All right, moving on.
That's awesome.
Front of the show, Shitpost Gateway. If you're not following Shitpost Gateway, where are you getting the gateway to your shitpost? It posts a picture of a badass Grim Reaper judge-looking guy, and he's got a scroll that says guilty, and he's banging a gavel onto his skull. And it says, "All right, fucker, please remove unscanned items from the bagging area." Because yeah, every one of the stupid self-checkout thingies. All right, next up, we got friend of the show, Internet Hall of Fame, reposting from the Cultured Ruffian. It says there's no such thing as a perfect name for a firefight, and it shows a picture of Lieutenant Les McBurney from the Sand Prairie Fire Department. Lieutenant Les McBurney.
Well done.
And he looks like his first name would be Les, honestly. He's got a slack-jawed, doofy-looking face. And, of course, that's what every guy in charge of a volunteer fire department looks like. I can say that. My brother's a chief, and my other brother's an assistant chief.
This is your brother?
No, but they look kind of like one of them. All right, friend of the show, Internet Hall of Fame, reposting from this dude named Gavin. It says, whoever is making cheese commercials can save their money. We're buying cheese, and we're never going to stop buying cheese. My set tonight brought to you by Wisconsin's dairy farmers, because I love cheese. All right.
I remember one time, man, I was in the grocery store with one of my girls, and she was really young, and for whatever reason, she goes, "I don't like cheese." And I just turned around, dropped to my knees, and got into her face, and I said, "Look, hon, we're white people."
We don't talk that kind of shit in this family.
It was so it's like the thing was, it was such a dramatic change of tone that like she stopped sassing me.
Oh wow. For the show once again, Jason Jester says when you wake up in the morning, and it's a picture of a computer monitor that's just been turned on. It says booting in insecure mode. Every day. Every damn day. All right.
Aww.
All right. Here we got friend of the show, Satan, making his first appearance. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. Sorry. Well,
no, you're good, dude. You know, we only do this bit every week. I'm sorry I had to do it. It's
my brothers are so mean.
I know, dude. I'm sorry. Like I make the jokes and feel bad. Keep that in mind. Okay.
I'm on my 5th joke about your toes today.
I don't give a fuck. Hell, I'm on my 12th. All right, we got a picture of Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing the character Negan from Walking Dead, and it says, "Your secret is always safe with me because I won't even remember it after 16 minutes." Fucking feel this. My brain's like an Etch-a-Sketch. You give me a little jostle, it's all gone, guys.
So substantially longer than Dory, but short.
Oh yeah,
short.
Not much though. All right, and this is wrapping up my round 2, the inconceivable round. From once again, friend of the show, Satan. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
It's from Jersey Mike Subs, verified. Jersey Mike's, they actually just opened up a location about 10 minutes from my house.
Oh.
It says, how do you top your sub? And Jersey Mike's quickly replies, Blocked, blocked, blocked. You're all blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't post stuff like that on Twitter without expecting answers like that, but
But you notice who saw it? Satan. Hail Satan.
no, hail Satan. See you on Friday for poker, big guy. All right, that's all I got for round 2. Over to you, Sizemore, sir.
Right, sweet.
In
All
a couple minutes because you need me to keep talking for a moment.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna throw stuff in here. Are we still
Attaboy.
Is it still working?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
All right,
All
good.
good.
Friend of the show, Stephen Abram making a second appearance in the show with a post by Morgan Housel that says, "School, your paper must be a minimum 5 pages. Real world, explain it to me in 7 seconds or I'm out of here." And man, is that freaking true. Am I right?
Yes.
This next one's a ruined Nancy Drew book. It's Nancy Drew's Ruined Mysteries. Grandma's Missing Reefer Stash.
Bro.
See a man outside with a huge spliff in his mouth, and Grandma's got an empty bowl, and Nancy looks distraught. From yourchildhoodruined.com.
I think that would have made my childhood better.
Yeah, I don't know. So fun. This next one was posted by IB Funny Man, new acquaintance of the show. Don't know if you're a friend yet. Bunch of owls, bunch of very adorable owls, a mixed variety of them, crawling out onto a floor and all looking up, and it says, "All my personalities waiting patiently for me to decide who will be running the show today." Like,
Oh God, I feel that.
okay, I thought you might. I like kind of, sort of, a little bit. I don't know, a little bit.
Mine would probably be squirrels on crack, but I get the sentiment.
I gotcha. My ducks are not in a row. I have squirrels, and they're at a rave. That's the one I have heard.
Yes, that tracks.
Follow up on last segment with the courtroom documents. Stephen Abram, again, third appearance, says, "Stand out this holiday season by having your family sketched for custom courtroom greeting cards." A festive font with some little snowflakes. "Happy holidays" written over the whole family there in their courtroom sketches, which I thought was pretty good. This one is older, but it got some traction. It is the entire ex-president's family, and it says "Scam-a-lot."
Oh,
Feels like a Broadway song kind of a thing going on here. Friend of the show and founding zaddy of the show, George Cruikshank. George Hussein Cruikshank posts this meme that looks like something I would design, because there's 7 fonts here, and there's a Grim Reaper, and it says, "Bread and circuses only keep us distracted if we can afford the bread, and the circus doesn't stop every few minutes for an ad break." I was like, that is an interesting point, George. This next one is from friend of the show, Milagro Guad Cortez. Did you ever get to see Milagro at the Blind Pig, man?
I think once or twice.
Funny comedian.
Yes.
Terrible heckler. No self-control.
Yes.
No self-control. Posted this one from Screen Geek, and we have asterisks and says, "Flick cigarette after a long drag." Asterisks. Here's the thing. If Santa knows when kids are naughty or nice, then he knew Rudolph was being bullied.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't know it's going after Santa in round 2. That's why it's the irreverent round.
Oh, we're coming up on my time of year, man. You can't be hitting me with that kind of shit.
Stephanie Pratt posted one for you. This is Walmart has announced they'll be closed on Thanksgiving Day, so all the self-checkout people can be home with their families.
No shit.
This one made me think of you, my brother. It's a classic painting of a woman staring off wistfully from Things to Make You Laugh, and it says, "Y'all ever wonder what life would be like if you didn't overthink everything?" I think about it all the time.
Oh yeah.
All right, 2 more and I'm out of here. This one I believe was posted by a friend of the show, Chelsea, founding Grand Dame Zaddy. I don't know what the equivalent is. She's married to George. Anyway, Chelsea, she posted this beautiful picture of an armadillo with the headline from techly.com.au. Guy accidentally shoots himself in the face after bullet ricochets off of an armadillo. And 98 shares later, 697 reactions, and this guy posts Carmadillo.
Bravo. Golf clap, standing O all around.
Indeed. And finally, a picture of some like monkish looking guy with a halo around his head, pulling a thorn from a lion's paw in some classic painting, but it says Chewbacca, remembering he forgot to cancel another free trial in time while Obi-Wan gives him a manicure. I don't know. I don't watch Star Trek. That has been the end of my irreverent round 2. Let's see. How do I stop the share again?
Well, before we do what we do for round 3, I want to give actually a special shout out to friend of the show and founding father, George Crookshank. I ran into him on Saturday, and he was the MVP. He was the MVP of this past Saturday, which was Veterans Day. I am a veteran. He told me that I could get 30% off at a dispensary, and also I could go into where he worked and I could get a free burger. So, like, George, appreciate you, buddy.
I saw that post too. Was this Smith Burger?
Yes.
And is Smith Burger inside Collective Pour? So do you go into Collective Pour? That's where you do this?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't.
Yeah, because like Collective Pour has like a Collective Pour sign, and then on the other like door they have a big old Smith Burger sign. Like it's the joint.
I gotcha. All right, cool. You ready?
But yeah. All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that thing, round 3, or as I affectionately call it, we're gonna bring the turkeys in. That's right. We're gonna summon the gerbils. We're gonna get the marmosets to the manicurist. All right.
Flip those waffles out and roll them downhill.
Hey, don't overcook my grits and don't over butter my biscuits. All right. JD's Plastic Crack Collectibles repost the Megazord. And it says, this is what happens when kids grow up and get adult money. And it's a picture of a person on a very neon green Kawasaki crotch rocket looking thing. And they are dressed as the Green Power Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And all I'm going to say is if they made suits that big in my size, I would totally wear one on a motorcycle like that. But they don't make fat Power Ranger suits. All right, moving on. Don't ask me how I know that. Friend of the show, Jason Jester, just posted the question, guys. And it's a picture of this very unfortunate looking middle-aged white dude making a very odd face. And it says, I'm trapped in the print shop. And there's like a little box next to him that says, not a joke, send help. And it says, I can only communicate via campaign posters. I don't know who made this. I don't know where this is at. But y'all genius. I'd buy you a beer.
That's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Kind of goofy. Wow.
I appreciate the hell out of that.
Impressive.
All right. Friend of the show, Teresa Hemrich. Yeah. She just says, why not provide dinner and a show? And it says, give your turkey tan lines this year and freak your family out. And sure enough, there is a turkey in a roasting pan with a tinfoil bikini on. And then they have a picture of the same turkey without said bikini, and it's got tan lines, and it's got its little wings back behind its neck, like it's like relaxing. And now I've been spending the last 3 days trying to convince my wife that we are not doing this because she wants to do it. All right, moving on. Friend of the show, non-aesthetic things. Repost from July 31st. It says, so we just supposed to eat, sleep, exercise, shit, go to college, work 9 to 5 every day, travel 2 weeks out of the year, buy a house, and have kids and die?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently.
Oh, my money.
All right. In front of the show, Shitpost Gateway. They repost something from not friend of us, for God's sakes. Fox fucking bullshit news. And it's a headline where it says Iowa police officers designs patriotic sneaker. And it's, a black sneaker with, like, American flag stuff on it and Blue Lives Matter and all that stuff. And it says, "Ah, yes, the excessive force ones." I thought you'd like that, Sizemore.
Loved it.
All right, friend of the show, Satan, posed.
Hail Satan.
It says, "Ate half my sandwich, prize saved the other half for later." And it's a picture of a sub sandwich, and it's been eaten halfway, but it was eaten long ways, like you're eating a corn on the cob, not like a sandwich.
What
And
the?
Subway, actual Subway, says, "No, seriously, what is this?" They're like, we do not approve this. We do not condone this behavior. What the fuck?
That's great.
All right, next up, Internet Hall of Fame once again says, "We are trying for a baby." Oh, so you're just raw dogging every night and you're telling everybody at the dinner table, including your own nan. I mean, that's all you're doing, folks. Yeah. All right, moving on. Okay. Not all winners. Friend of the show, Jason Jester. He probably took this in Pekin where he lives. That's all I'm saying. He just says fancy, and it's a picture of a woman. She got on a nice little sparkly little thong.
I believe that is bejeweled
Flip flop thingies. And that's not the only thing she's wearing that's bejeweled, because she got an ankle monitor on, and that fucker is iced out, as the kids would say.
That's classy.
Bling bling.
That is classy.
Oh yeah, keep it classy, Pekin.
Yep, very nice.
All right, moving on. Internet Hall of Fame once again. It says, "Look what I found in my mom's room," and it's a JVC little portable camcorder, and there's some tape. What's the move? Says, "Hey man, I want to watch that if I were you."
That's
that's all I'm saying.
oof.
Friend of the show once again, Jason Jester, just says, "Seriously." It says, "'Tis the season, my dude," and someone is making a pizza and they put a bunch of candy corn all over it, and the candy corn just kind of melts and engulfs the pizza. And Lord Flacongreo.
I'm gonna say Lord Flacon Negro.
Okay, that one. Okay. It says, "No BS. What's your address? I'm really going to call the police this time."
The candy corn wars have been heated this season.
Oh yeah, because like I said, I can eat like a handful of them, and I'm good for the year.
Sure.
But oof. All right, moving on. Internet Hall of Fame once again. Repost from somebody. And it says, "Do you bite or lick your ice cream?" And it's a picture of an ice cream cone where someone is clearly bitten off the top of it. And Jordan Rose comments, "Anyone that bites ice cream, don't fear nothing. Stage 1 psychopath."
Nice.
Next up, this is the last one I got for round 3 here. From some douchebag named Andrew TD. Hey, I know that guy.
Hey.
I posted this a couple years back. It says, "Experts, a serving size of chips is 10 chips. Actual humans. I eat 10 chips while standing in the pantry with the bag open, trying to decide if I want to eat chips." You've all been there. Don't say you ain't. And that's all I got for round 3. We have successfully brought in the turkeys and put the freaking kumquats in the cooler. All right, over to you, Sizemore.
Wow, I can't believe we're still coming up with new ones. I just can't.
All I need is like a weird thing and an even weirder thing.
Right. This is true. Interesting. Okay. It's not working how I was hoping.
Yeah. But yeah, round 3. Coming at you.
Stall for time round.
The penultimate round, leaving only our posties with the mosty. Here on a Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. Central Time is 9:46 p.m.
So good.
Hey, I can talk shit with the best of them, buddy.
Unbelievable. So well done.
Yeah, remember, I used to have to get up and give briefings in front of people that outranked me. I can make up shit on the fly, bro.
Nice. Okay, I think I got it. All
right, yeah.
So I thought this was kind of an amusing one from Horror Weekly. Jack Rogers at Jack M. Roggs says, over the last 8 years of living in South London, there has been at least one copy of Hellraiser on VHS on top of the bus stop at East Street. The most I have ever seen up there is 3. No idea how they get there, no idea who regulates it, but it has always been one of my favorite things. A little bit of solitude in the big city, but recently, for a considerable amount of time, there's been no sign of them. Removed by the council, vandals, who knows? Today, I saw a fresh copy had been placed, and it makes me feel like all is well in the world again.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't know. Somebody's job. That's somebody's job. At Jordan_Stratton says, being alive during this modern era is great. Robots are creating artistic, soulless versions of people. I spend half my paycheck on rent and the other half on 4 blueberries, and I'm addicted to a little pocket computer that makes me sad every day. Fantastic.
Hell yes.
From Aaron Wyrick on the darker side of science. And I was like, oh God, yes, that's exactly right. This is from definitely not another meme page, and a post from Brandy Bryant at Ink Masturbator. It says, I helped a Nazi cover up their swastika tattoo today. Looking at it now, you'd never know it was there. It's pretty wild what 6 feet of dirt can do.
That's funny.
Friend of the show and founding zaddy has posted this. Looks like a Nature, news story. It says cuttlefish have the ability to exert self-control, study finds. And the caption is upstaged by cuttlefish yet again.
I like that one when I saw it.
For the show, Marty's like, wow. This is a picture of Mark Zuckerberg leaning over the shoulder of a guy at his, I don't know, someplace on a laptop. And he says, my dad says that you spy on people. Zuckerberg says, he's not your dad. This next one's from Blacksmith with no vowels. And it's a picture of those pictures, where the guys write out everything on the door in the letter balloons. And it says, normalize leaving after the first red flag. I won't do it, but you guys should.
Yes.
Friend of the show and founding zaddy, George. I'm doing it for that. Repost Chris Woodiel, who has reposted Kazran Fourier Transfem at Tiflosion at woo.space. Says minimalism is just a scam invented by Big Small to sell more less.
On one hand, I'm looking at that like what, and the other hand, I'm like, hell yeah.
That is the sound of one hand clapping, my friend.
Exactly.
Woo! This one is from friend of the show, Jason Puckett. And we have a woman who has a top hat on and a cane, looking very regal. And then there's a little family. We have a mom and a dad, and they have a stroller with a baby in it. There's a toddler who's also trying to hang on to the handlebars. And the lady says, anyway, it says, The Adventures of Lady No Kids. And she's saying, anyway, I'm going to follow this goose for a while and see where I end up. Should have saved that one for Michael.
That's basically my thought process.
Nice. This is a 3-panel cartoon. We have a couple of green one-eyed aliens, and they seem to have a human in a jar. And the one alien says to the other, I've captured a human. And the other one says, put stuff in there to simulate its habitat. And he sprinkles in bills.
That ain't right, but goddamn, that's accurate.
Cartoon from Cyanide and Happiness.
I love those guys. Doing good work over there, guys.
Doing the Lord's work there, gotta say. This is a picture from anti-QAnon memes of the former first daughter. It says she's a lot younger than Joe and she can't recall anything. You guys are, I don't know if you guys ever watched anything on the Iran-Contra thing, but that's all Reagan says. He's like, I don't recall. I can't recall. Well, I don't recall. And now she's just, I don't recall all day long. This next one's a picture of Forrest Gump. And he's staring off into the distance, and it's captioned, and just like that, a family that claims to be business geniuses all of a sudden know very little about their businesses.
Yeah.
Which is a scene we've seen before. I have about 4 more of these left. Hey, friend of the show, Stephen Abram, making like the 17th appearance in the show with a picture of a soldier here holding up a cup of Joe. And it says on Remembrance Day, Happy Veterans Day. And the cup of coffee is labeled Eat Shit, Tuberville.
Yeah.
I, of course, observed Veterans Day as is tradition for Americans and ignored it.
Appreciate you, Sizemore.
Well, tradition. This one was pretty interesting. This is a headline in the New York Post. A little story here from New York City. The $16 McDonald's meal leaves fans fuming. Beloved fast food chain, quote, no longer affordable. It's from November 4th. Apparently, fast food giant reported that its revenue was up 14% in the last quarter. But unfortunately for you, the McDonald's meal is now up to $16 and being labeled unaffordable. Lots of people talking about this on the New York Post site. But my favorite take was from K. Hammer and Sickle. I don't know how you get that icon there. But it says, weird. I thought this was only supposed to happen if we raised the minimum wage.
Yeah.
Oh, how weird. 2 more left here. Friend of the show, Jay Sukow, making a second appearance here, saying, hey, let's not forget the real victims. 9to5mac.com has the headline, iPhone 15 Pro Max costs Apple 8% more to make. Oh, oh, that poor corporation. And Jeff DeLeon says, if this doesn't relegate Tim Cook to poverty, nothing will. And this last one from Anya at the internet. Anya says, love it when the washing machine gets to the angry part. Let it out, girl. Right. I think we all like that part.
Oh yeah.
All right. I guess it is time for our post with the most, and then to call it quits on another here episode of Facebook for the Blind.
Damn Skippy.
Let's get to your post with the most. Hey, I recognize this source.
Yes, because that is once again comes from a great friend of the show, Baking Well Baked at Couchman Bakes on Twitter and on TikTok. Please go follow me and watch my shit. It says baking. I said, I'm so sore today. I'm stiffer than a 13-year-old boy with a Victoria's Secrets catalog. And that was me last week on like my second day back to work in 2.5 months. Like I just, so sore.
Nice.
That's where I came up with this. Yeah.
I did like it.
Yeah,
I did like it, and it made me totally laugh. So I again had a weird, I don't know. Michael always makes fun of the fact that I can't count. It's not that I can't count. It's just that I have a lot of things that are kind of the post with the most.
But see, then you make the title an oxymoron. It's
no.
The post with the most.
Yeah, but here's the funniest thing. After talking to you guys about how you selected yours, fuck you.
We're not talking about us. We're talking about you.
So this one's one that I posted. It's still got the most traffic, even though it did last week as well. It's a picture of Huckabee Sanders, the governor of Arkansas, and she is wearing just this floral print that's pretty not good, hanging in a weird way. Anyway, I captioned it with finally an explanation, and it's captioned, ladies, this is what happens when you have no gay friends. It's very bad fashion. And Cassandra Ann Taylor posted, just think, some poor drapery died for her dress. And many people thought the same. A lot of posts about Carol Burnett.
I know exactly where those curtains came from. They came from my Aunt Gynna's house.
And then somebody pointed out, is that carpet on the wall? Look behind her, this screen. That is carpet on the wall. These people are insane. They don't know where carpet goes. Okay. They don't know where curtains go.
Yeah, a Dyson is not supposed to clean your walls.
Absolutely insanity. But actually, so that was great, but we already did it last week. So this is my new post with the most. It's Kermit the Frog with a big old tear coming out as he's looking down his phone. And it's from Sarcasm Society. It says, me having to relearn how to navigate Facebook now that my back button no longer works.
Dude, I am so pissed at that.
I saw the meme before the function kicked in and I was like, what? No.
Oh, the first time that happened, I thought my phone was broke.
Oh man, Mike Ingram for everyone.
Me too. I was like, what the hell's wrong with my phone?
Mike Ingram for everyone said that he saw a guy at the bus stop hit it 17 times right next to him.
I'm probably not far off from that.
Hey, we did it. TD, we did it. And it's shy at 10 p.m. Mwah. Ladies and gentlemen, that fully constitutes an episode of Facebook for the Blind for November the 14th, 2023. Until next time, we love you so much. Mwah.
Love you, George.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.